Welcome to State of Prime. It's time to prime the mind, body, and spirit so that you can always stay in a state of prime. Let's get primed.
Welcome back to State of Prime, guys. It is time to get primed. Today's a little insight into, this is like a modality, if you will, for life, a method. Just how you do one thing is how you do everything. So let's go ahead and dive into today's episode. Okay, guys, so today we wanted to ask a simple question. Are you the turtle or the hare? I'm sure we've all have heard of the story of the turtle and the rabbit. The rabbit that's fast, quick, and the turtle that's slow and patient. And honestly, guys, I don't think there's one method. Like, I believe in different scenarios. Like, most things in life, it's unique to the situation. So there might be a situation where maybe being the hare, so to speak, quicker, a little bit more lackadaisical, and just like maybe that could be helpful. Certain scenarios it could be hurtful being the turtle. But in today's scenario, today we're talking about life in the not method, but the outlook of how you obtain resources. So we're gonna convey a story. So long story short, we had a friend, close friend of ours, pretty much shared with us that they had a large sum of money, and we was stunned. I mean, honestly, we have never, just me personally, I've never held that much money or paper notes in my hand before. And it was cool and all, but then he just shared with me that his method was essentially not long term. Like, it was pretty much something that wasn't sustainable. Could put you in a position where you could go to jail. And so in this scenario, he's the hare, right? He's quick, getting the money quick, getting it. And guys, I wouldn't be completely transparent if I said that I didn't contemplate, getting in on it. And not long term. Like for me, my mindset is, okay, how can I incorporate this to, boom, go ahead and, put that money over here and see how we can build up over here quickly. But it just hit me though that everything that I've learned from the businesses that I've been growing, and just the getting the resources to build upon it, the discipline to stay on top of it, etc., the money management, all of that, guys, has taught me valuable skill sets, and they're invaluable. They can't be taken away. No amount of money can take them away. And see, if I was to go, or if you're to go down this path of getting money quick, you're not learning any skills. There's no foundational element to it. You're the hare in this scenario, right? You get the money quick, but it also goes quick. You don't have the skill sets to keep it because, as we know, these paper notes is debt. They're an IOU. So money is depreciating as far as the paper notes, and not knowing how to invest it is key. Now, I feel like in today's system, absolutely, credit is way more important than money. The reason being, if you have credit to, let's say, $10,000, guess what? That's more valuable than $10,000. The reason being is because $10,000 is depreciating. The $10,000 worth of credit builds on your societal impact, your social impact, meaning how much people trust you. You have access to this capital. You can expand upon this capital. I mean, it's just so many benefits that outweighs it. But back to the main point. See, the turtle in this scenario, let's say someone instead opts to make $100 a week and put that up. Yeah, they might not get to that $1,000 range quickly. But you know what they will do? They'll build those internal skill sets of sharpening themselves on a mental, physical, and spiritual level. The spiritual aspect being belief in yourself to obtain the resources that you need, knowing that you are in alignment with life and the environment around you for you to be able to step into these realities. The mental aspect of sharpening your mind and allocating money, and when things are getting tough, not be dipping into your funds that you have built. That is a skill set. And then the physical, actually having the capabilities to go out and make the money and create the systems in place to retrieve that. I mean, it's so many benefits, guys, but you can't see it. Most people can't see that. You can't put a measuring stick to it. And if you can't put a measuring stick to it, most people don't look at it as a value. They see money. This money right now, $10,000 right now, you could get it right now. And you know what, guys? If you was ever in a scenario, I'd hope if you truly contemplate this, that this wouldn't just be like you wouldn't just focus on making all this money without a purpose. If you was to ever go down that path, go down and be intentional with allocating that money to a higher purpose, to flip it, to build upon it. But you can't keep digging this hole, guys. Instead, you got to be building those skill sets, sharpening yourself. Sharpen it. Now, is the risk worth the reward? Ask yourself that. Is the risk worth the reward? In this specific scenario, though, to bring this on home, the things in life, the turtle, so to speak, the patient, methodical, aware approach, you're sharpening and creating skill sets that are invaluable. When you are the rabbit, you want it now, you want it quick, the easy way. There's not that much growth in that process. What comes easy goes just as easily. And guys, come on, I know how we're wired. This to rewire yourself is a process. It's a lifelong process. There is no pinnacle that you reach when you can drop the mic and stop doing what you're doing, because when you stop doing what you're doing, you start going downhill. You're either growing or dying. Everything's a choice. And in this scenario, guys, continue to opt for the patient, methodical turtle approach, because you're going to grow internally by leaps and bounds of the rabbit. The rabbit might be quicker on the outside, but on the inside, no. There's no fortifying, there's no foundation to the rabbit in this scenario. So be patient. Look for those untangible things you can't really see or touch, but that is just as powerful than the reward. See, I'm sure we've all heard the scenario. Like, this is one of my favorite quotes. It's not about the destination, it's the journey. For me, I'm building one of my funds, right? And every time I put money in it, it's such a rewarding feeling. First off, the money management, like we was talking about, all the things that go into this process, and it's sharpening me. And I'm appreciative. It's the process. That process is where I'm learning so much. That's where the true gold is at. When I get to the destination, that truly is the cherry on top. It's not the cake. The cake is the everyday, the process, the learning. Again, the things that you can't see, touch, or taste, or hear. The skill sets you're building, the patience that you're building. You can't see these things. You can't measure these things, but they're there. It's the iceberg. On the tip of the iceberg, you have the reward. You got the money. You got all that stuff. But the foundational element is underwater where you can't see it, that's upholding all of that. You see these people that are successful, and I'm talking about, not outwardly successful, the true successful people. You look at them, someone like Warren Buffett, right? And on the outside, you might see all this money and, whatnot. But what you don't see is the habits, the small things that made up the big things. If you opt for the big things, if you rush straight to the big things, and there's no small, process-driven installments, it's going to crumble. You need these small bricks that build on top of each other. And when you get to that point, God, guys, you'll know what I'm talking about if you don't already. Are you the turtle or the hare?